broke up with an ex, feel like calling them, feel like begging them, asking them back to take you back and all these things, don't do that until you watch this video, okay? And by the way, I welcome you to the Modern Dating Bible, where I share everything to do with today's way of handling dating. So listen very well here. It is a normal reaction that when you get dumped, especially unexpectedly, someone you still attached to, someone you still love, initial reaction is to beg them back. And sometimes you might try to handle it, say I won't beg, then a month later you realize, oh, I'm not moving on, I can't get over them, better I go back and beg them. So listen to this very well, because most of the times when you beg them back, you won't win them back. Even if you do, it won't last. So what do you do? How do you handle it? First of all, you must note what I just said in the beginning of the video. If they dumped you, they did the dumping. Remember, you were dumped. So you must note this down. Let me also share this mainly from experience as a man, something that I've been doing. Let me tell you, whenever a lady, even if it's not direct dumping, but I could just tell that she's trying to move away from me, she's distancing herself, even if it's a real dumping, just that I don't really have so many instances of being dumped, but you could just tell it's an indirect way of being dumped. One thing that has never ever worked for me is to beg. It never works. Hence, I came to a point where whenever a lady distances herself or some sort of dump me, I never beg. Not because I don't want to beg, not because I have too much ego to beg, but I realize that mostly it does not work. In fact, it works against me. But what I found to be usually effective as a man, when a woman dumps a man, is when I let her be, when I don't beg her, when I act like I am happy without her, when I show that, you know what, I did not need you, even though it is hurting. When I don't show her, most of them, they eventually come back. But when I beg them, it's almost like I'm making them worse. So listen, you must understand the psychology of being dumped and begging, calling, texting, asking them back. The thing is, when you beg a woman, if she dumped you as a man, let me put it like this, I'm also gonna put it like how women should handle it, okay? If a man begs a woman who dumped him, it's like the dumper gets more power over the person who is being begged. Please take me back. They have more power. They have more power to come and say, to set the rules, to say, now this is how I want the relationship to go. Remember, you asking them back. So they're gonna tell you, if you want me to take you back, then do this. That is why for a man, it never works when he begs a woman, especially who dumped him. Because when he begs her, it shows weakness. It shows the woman that this guy can't live without you. You lose your power. So when you beg, it's never a good idea, because from there, you're going to be controlled. And one slight mistake you do, you will be threatened to be dumped, because she knows it works. So now, a woman, same thing. It's just that with women, I'm a guy, I don't really know how it happens when you find that a guy dumped you first. But then, I realize I can relate with, most of my friends are females. So most of them, I would see how often or how common, even if I'm in a relationship, I would just tell when an ex wants my new girl, find that the ex wants her back now. So most of the time, guys, they don't know game. They don't know how to manage these dating things. That's the thing with most people. So they don't know what they're doing. They don't know when they're begging her. It's like they have lost their power. So even as a woman, if a man dumps you, the same principle applies. Men almost behave like women, if I'm to say. He will eventually want you back, especially when he realizes that you have moved on. Because remember, when he dumps you, he thinks like he has power over you. He thinks like he does not need you, you need him. So when he gains the courage to say, I don't want you anymore, deep down, he is believing that, you know what, I am better than you. I can get better women. I can whatever. So when he dumps you, and you go begging him, the only thing that it does is to trigger him that this lady, she needs me. And that's when a man starts taking advantage of a woman. He starts to even cheat whenever he feels like. He shares you with other women and all those things. At the end of the day, it goes back to the same thing I said about women. He gains more power. He can dictate. He can do whatever he pleases. He comes and he sleeps with you whenever he feels like. And he just leaves you there. He doesn't answer your calls. That's how most men take women for granted. That's until when he sees that she has moved on, she no longer wants him, he wonders, he gets jealous and all these things. So, better you let somebody who dumped you to come back and start begging you back. Because when they beg you back, you get to remind them. But I don't like the way things ended in the beginning. If you really want me, I want to be sure that you won't repeat these things. Even whenever girls who would have messed up, I've realized I've even done to this other lady sometime last year. When she came back begging me, apologizing, it was easy for me to set up the new rules. This is what I don't want anymore. This is this, and at least she would start to agree. Okay, yes, I won't. But had I gone to beg her, how was I gonna set those rules? Impossible. Where do I start? Because I'm the one who's asking for mercy here. Even this other lady, the same thing, but we were not really dating, but it was that we were almost dating. Then she started to play games and stuff. So when she came back, I remember when she wanted to see me, I was like, you know what? If you really want us to meet up, you better not waste my time. I don't like putting my things on hold to meet up with you only for you to ghost me, only for you not to show up. It takes a lot. It's not like I'm bored. I have so much to do. So long you don't waste my time. And I remember, at least I did say her once. At least she did make time. And that was the rule that I said, because she came back. And she needed me to make time for her. So that is the power of not contacting them first. Not contacting them first, letting them contact you first. And then you get to gain more power, dictate how things are gonna be, and it's gonna be much easier. Okay, I'm sure you got my point, and of course that's all I had for you in today's Modern Dating Bible. Of course, if this video was so helpful to you, go ahead and click that subscribe button on your right, as well as hit the notification bell on your right. And as for me, I still have more videos like this. I will see you next time.